That's
How are
it.
you? You know, I've been waiting to talk to you.
Well, I'm here.
Ever since I read your bio, I've been excited.
Okay.
Why? Because you were the director of one of my favorite movies of all time.
Ooh.
You did Bingo Long
Yes.
and the Traveling All-Star Motor King.
Yes.
Loved it.
Thank you.
Man, it
Thank
stuck.
you.
I mean, anybody of my generation would kiss you now.
Oh,
Let's talk about The Mummy 3.
yeah.
As a
Well, before, thank you for that.
yes, sir.
Bingo is a movie that means a great deal to me.
Yeah.
And it was made way ahead of its time.
Yes, sir.
And I'm glad that it had a good effect on you.
It did. It did. It did. The Mummy 3. How does it feel to direct the third installment to The Mummy?
It was challenging.
Yes, sir.
And I looked at it not as a sequel, but as a complete reboot
Yes.
of the film, that it would be a film that could have stood on its own.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you look at it, you know, other than a few references to the previous movies, like when Brendan says, I put down the same mummy like
Well, two
twice,
times, yeah, yeah.
you know, it's really kind of exists in its own right.
Right. Yes. Sir.
And I think that moving the whole story to China,
Mhm.
getting out of Egypt,
Mhm.
and then saying, yeah, you know, you can have a great mummy movie
Yeah.
that doesn't have anything to do
To
with Egypt, you know. So,
Definitely. Now, it was a challenge working on 4 different continents.
yeah.
Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, one of the first things I said to Universal was, this has to go to China. We have to make a big part of this movie in China.
Yes, sir.
In fact, anything that's exterior, we have to go to China, because
sir.
China looks different than any other place in the world.
Yes, sir.
And you know, I'm not going to shoot that battle sequence in a cow pasture in Quebec.
Yeah.
You know, so there was a lot of complication that involved that, because as you probably know, you cannot shoot China unless the government gives you complete permission,
Yes.
which means everything. They have to see the script, know the cast, see everything you are doing. And it's really interesting to make a movie where the government of a superpower is your partner,
Partner. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But we did it.
Yeah.
They were incredibly supportive.
Yeah.
And I owe them a great deal, because they had now allowed me and enabled me to make and have one of the greatest experiences of my life.
Beautiful. Now, a question I wanted to ask you. Now, as a director, okay, you have a long career. Now, CGI versus no CGI. Okay,
Right.
Perfect example. To do this film, you could use CGI, but a lot of people would use the location. You would just use CGI for the location.
Yeah, that would have been a mistake
Yeah.
on many levels.
Yeah.
One, there is no such thing in a way as an epic CG movie,
Yes.
because what we used to love about epics is that the scale and the travelogue quality, that we were
Yeah.
going someplace
Yes.
in Lawrence of Arabia and there were thousands of Bedouin fighting the
Yeah.
Turks, and you know, we used to love to see the lengths to which Hollywood went to create an experience for us, and that's why they were true spectacles.
Yes.
When you can sit there and you build one column and then digitally extend the whole thing, you're dealing with another kind of reality, much closer to animation than movie making, than real cinema movie making. And so my first decision was, I needed these sets to be big and spectacular, and to take you, the audience, to the real places. You know, the deserts of China, the streets of Shanghai, the sense of like the Ningxia pyramids, or the monastery of Turfan by the Kazakhstan border, you know, or up to Hebei, where that beautiful Michelle Yeoh's beautiful house is. So you want the audience to go on a journey with you, so you have to go.
Well, we definitely went on your journey. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Is it over already?